Doomsday Prepping Community. An article written and produced by Pierre Anthony. Narrated by me, Andrew. Following on the validity of preparing for some or other doomsday, the probability for an individual and single family to survive is very low, but prepping as a community makes a lot of sense. There has been a time when street parties or street gatherings were nothing out of the ordinary. It was a time when homes brought their stuff to eat to a central place, and where the street would gather, have a barbecue and fellowship. Although it is still something that could happen, it is not so much a regular thing. The disadvantage is that neighbors do not know each other, and while community prepping for doomsday offers many advantages, it also comes with a set of disadvantages and challenges. Especially when people do not know each other, establishing effective leadership can be difficult, and disagreements over who should lead and how decisions should be made can cause friction and inefficiency. Managing a large group of people requires complex organization and coordination, which can be difficult to achieve, especially in crises. Ensuring fair distribution of resources among community members can be challenging and may lead to disputes, particularly if some members perceive the distribution as unfair or biased. In times of scarcity, there may be issues with individuals hoarding resources for themselves or stealing from communal supplies, undermining trust and cooperation. Humans must connect, and community prepping for doomsday, as opposed to individual or family prepping, offers several significant advantages. When a community comes together to prepare for potential catastrophic events, they can leverage collective resources, skills, and support systems. The problem, however, is with the seemingly natural alienation of people in a community. Bringing together a diverse group of people can lead to personality clashes and conflicts, which can hinder effective collaboration and decision-making. Communities can pool resources to acquire a diverse range of supplies and equipment. This ensures that there is adequate food, water, medical supplies, tools, and other necessities available. The high-stress situations, however, can exacerbate interpersonal tensions, leading to arguments and reduced group cohesion. Not all community members may be equally committed to the prepping efforts, leading to uneven participation and potential resentment among those who contribute more. Buying in bulk can reduce costs and ensure a more substantial stockpile of essential items. This is more economical and allows for a better allocation of resources, but some individuals may benefit from the community's efforts without contributing, creating issues of fairness and sustainability. Communities can invest in shared infrastructure, such as communal shelters, water purification systems, and power generation, which would be too costly or impractical for individuals or single families to maintain alone. A large, organized community may attract attention from outsiders looking to take advantage of their resources, increasing the risk of attacks or raids. However, a community can establish organized security measures, such as neighborhood watch programs or patrols, to protect against potential threats. This collective defense is more effective than individual efforts. The presence of a cohesive and organized community can deter criminal activity and reduce the risk of looting or violence during chaotic situations. Unfortunately, the presence of individuals with malicious intent within the community can undermine security from within, making it difficult to ensure the safety of all members. The success of community prepping depends on the collective effort. If key members fail to fulfill their roles, or if the group cannot work together effectively, the entire community's preparedness can be compromised. Group decision-making processes can be slow and inefficient, especially in urgent situations where quick action is needed and strong leadership is essential to keep order, make good emergency decisions, and establish a tolerance for what does have and does not have, to work together and share the necessary resources. Setting up a community prepping initiative can require significant initial investment in terms of time, money, and effort, which may not be feasible for all communities. A community typically includes individuals with various skills and expertise, like medical professionals, engineers, farmers, and mechanics. This diversity is crucial for addressing a wide range of challenges that might arise during a crisis. Maintaining communal resources and infrastructure requires continuous effort and cooperation, which can be difficult to sustain over the long term. As a base example, one could work with 10 households, especially if the properties are back-to-back. 5 houses in one street, with 5 houses in the adjacent street, could be a perfectly manageable size. Water catchment is crucial for addressing the most important needs, food and water. The simplest method is to install tanks connected to the gutter downspout. Firstly, one will look at the annual rainfall and the required water per day, and then work out the combined roof catchment space. Now the size and amount of water tanks can be worked out. The total combined planting space could be calculated, and this could be factored in with the rainwater tanks if the annual rainfall permits. In a tightly knit community, there may be pressure to conform to the group's thinking, leading to poor decision-making and a lack of critical thinking. However, the other crucial thing is naturally food. Once the total available planting space is calculated throughout the community, a decision could be made on what crops to plant and by whom. The advantage is that one person in the community could be responsible for planting just carrots, for example, while the other is responsible for planting potatoes, etc. One can raise chickens and provide eggs for the community. Using private property for communal purposes can lead to legal issues and disputes over ownership and usage rights. Decisions about who gets access to limited resources and how to deal with non-contributing members can raise ethical dilemmas and potential conflicts. Communities can organize training sessions and workshops to improve disaster preparedness skills, such as first aid, gardening, or self-defense. This collective learning ensures that everyone is better prepared and knowledgeable. A community can establish organized security measures, such as neighborhood watch programs or patrols, to protect against potential threats. This collective defense is more effective than individual efforts. The presence of a cohesive and organized community can deter criminal activity and reduce the risk of looting or violence during chaotic situations. Social connections and support networks are vital for mental health. In a community setting, individuals can provide emotional support to each other, helping to reduce stress, anxiety, and feelings of isolation. A skills audit at the beginning of such community prepping action is essential to place individuals with tasks he or she could do. Some requirements may not be liked, but all kinds of waste must be looked at, planned properly, and executed. Sewers are a major health risk, and one of the things is to block incoming sewers and try to establish an outflow if one is lucky enough to be on a slope. It may even be possible to work with adjacent communities. The best thing, however, is to block in and outflow of sewers, laying it dry and ensuring that sewer water, stormwater, and the like do not enter your prepping community. Starting a survival community is a very complex system, and the reality is, with the attitude of people in today's world, the chances of a successful community surviving some or other disaster are probably very, very low. I want to say borderline impossible. Then, in naturally poor to middle-income communities, the chances of a survival community to work does have a better chance of working. A middle-income to wealthy communities, the chances are nearly nothing. Surviving has nothing to do with intellect, but more the willingness to share and work together. The wealthy are more prone to be disconnected from their community, while the poor are more connected, and survival in a poor community is already established without some other looming doomsday event. Truth be told, a community setup will work much better than an individual or single-family setup. Naturally, the community will grow over time, and here the ethical scenario comes into play again. Will you allow strangers in? They may be unruly in the community, or if you refuse entrance, make them a natural enemy? You need a very good and wise leader to succeed, and those are scarce and will be very unpopular with liberal thinkers. Here is the problem: doomed if you do, and doomed if you don't.